Hello everybody. In the next 20 minutes, I would like to share with you how you can double the income from your house or investment property at the same time to do tremendous good to the environment, all through investment in solar photovoltaic under the Malaysian Feed-in Tariff program. Before we go into the investment detail, I would like to explain to you what is solar PV and the benefit it brings to our environment. We know what is solar energy. Solar energy is energy that's coming from the sun. It is a renewable type of energy, meaning that it can be used again and again without depleting its source. There are tremendous amount of solar energy that we receive every day from the sun. To put things into perspective, there is more solar energy received by the earth in 1 hour to meet the world energy demand for the whole year. As you can see in the table below, the primary energy usage in year 2009 is 510 exajoule, but annually we receive about 3.85 million exajoule of solar energy. The energy that's coming from sun reaches us in two main forms. First in the form of heat and secondly in the form of light. Example of how we can harvest the heat energy from the sun is through the use of solar water heater. This is very commonly found in Malaysia, as you can see on residential rooftop installation. It provides hot water for your bathroom. To harvest the light energy from the sun, we need a very different technology, which is called the solar photovoltaic technology, or solar PV in short. Solar PV converts the light energy from the sun directly into electricity. The basic of solar photovoltaic technology is a solar cell, as you can see in this photo. It is a very thin and flexible, filmy type of material, very paper-like. It is made from silica, or what we commonly know as sand. A solar cell is capable of producing a small amount of electricity, but we can combine a lot of solar cells together in a solar panel, which can produce more meaningful amount of electricity. These are three types of commercially available solar panel in the world nowadays. They are the polycrystalline panel, monocrystalline panel, and the thin film panels. These are just different type of solar PV technology, and they are suitable for different kind of application. In Malaysia, rooftop application, typically we are talking about polycrystalline panel or monocrystalline panel. Again, we can combine a lot of solar panel together to form solar PV array. And using a solar PV array, then we can produce a tremendous amount of electricity that can be suited for household as well as commercial usage. Solar PV is a clean source of energy. As you can see from the chart here, to produce 1 kilowatt hour of electricity using coal, we would have emitted about 1 kilogram of CO2. On the other hand, for solar PV, we could have just emit about 50 to 60 grams of CO2. So solar PV is about 20 times cleaner than power generation from coal. Because the nature of solar PV, which is clean, as well as the need to find an alternative source of energy, the Malaysian government have enacted the Renewable Energy Act in year 2011. And under this act, the Sustainable Energy Development Authority of Malaysia, or SEDA, is being established. SEDA is an authority that is responsible for regulating and promoting the use of renewable energy in Malaysia. Soon after the SEDA establishment, it brings to us the Feed-in Tariff program, or what we call as FIT in short. Under the Feed-in Tariff program, everybody, including individual and company, can become an independent power producer, producing power from renewable energy sources and selling the electricity to Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Now, this diagram is a simple diagram that illustrates to us how the FIT system works. Most of us are user of electricity from Tenaga Nasional Berhad, and this is illustrated by the red line in this diagram. We purchase the electricity from the TNB, and it goes through a consumption meter. The consumption meter calculates how much electricity that we are purchasing from TNB before the electricity is being used for our household electrical appliances. If you are a solar PV owner under the FIT program, then you can install solar panel on your roof, and the electricity produced from the solar panel can be fed back into the TNB grid, and the electricity can be sold back to TNB. This is illustrated by the blue line in this diagram. As you can see, there will also be a generation meter that calculates how much electricity that you are producing and selling to TNB. The rate at which you are buying electricity from TNB is around 20 cents to 40 cents, depends on your consumption amount. But the rate at which you are selling electricity to TNB will be much higher at around 1 ringgit to 1 ringgit 40 cents, which is about 4 to 5 times higher. Now, you must be wondering where this money is coming from. The money to support the FIT program come from heavy consumer of electricity. Under the Renewable Energy Act, heavy consumer of electricity need to pay a 1.6% charges on the electricity usage. This money will then go to SEDA, which keep the money under a fund called the Renewable Energy Fund. The Renewable Energy Fund will then disburse the money to the Tenaga Nasional Berhad, and the Tenaga Nasional Berhad will use this money to purchase electricity from owner of solar PV system. As you can see from this diagram, it is a polluter pays concept. The government, in short, is placing a tax on the heavy consumer of electricity so that they can be more efficient in their electricity usage. At the same time, this money is used to promote the production of energy from renewable sources. Through this program, SEDA or the government wins because now the government can encourage the development of alternative energy sources for the country, which is renewable energy. At the same time, the environment will be cleaner as well. Tenaga Nasional, even though they need to pay a high price to owner of solar PV system, but again, the payment doesn't come from them. In fact, they're getting free electricity from owner of solar PV system. The solar PV system owner, which is you and me, will of course win as well because now we get to sell our electricity to TNB at a premium rate. The feed-in tariff program process is a very simple one. Because the RE fund is limited, so we will need to go through a quota application. And once your quota is approved, then you can approach SEDA to sign a 21 years electricity sales contract with TNB. Under the Renewable Energy Act, TNB is obliged to sign this electricity sales contract with you. It's not a choice but an obligation. After the sales contract is signed, then you can proceed to install your solar PV system, get it tested and commissioned, and finally start receiving your monthly payment from TNB. As you can see from this process, investment in solar PV is very low risk. This is because you sign the sales contract before coming out with the money for the installation. In other words, you actually pre-sell your electricity 21 years into the future. Besides, solar PV is also a proven technology and the sun always comes out in the morning. As a result, you can be assured that you'll be producing and selling electricity every day. The premium FIT rate is calculated in a few different ways, and depend on a few factors, it can be different. First, it depends on how soon you get your system installed. The sooner you get the system installed, then the higher the premium FIT rate. Secondly, it depends on the size of your system. The bigger the size, then the lower the FIT rate. Also, it depends on whether you got the solar panel installed on your rooftop or on the ground. If it's on the rooftop, then the price will be higher. Of course, it also depends on a few other factors as well. In this slide, I would like to show to you what is a typical installation cost as well as income that can be expected. For a terrace house, the cost is about 80,000 ringgit Malaysia and the income is about 1,100 per month. For shop house, the cost is 110k and the income is 1,600 per month. For a typical terrace factory, the cost is 210k and the income is 3,200 per month. If you do a simple calculation, then you can find out that the payback period for this investment is about 5 to 6 years, meaning that you will recover all your investment costs in 5 to 6 years, and after that, for the remaining 15 to 16 years of the FIT period, you will receive the monthly, month after month, and I call this free money. Now, why is it so? Say for example, you put your money in a bank fixed deposit. In order to continue to receive the interest from the bank, your money need to stay with the bank. As long as the money stays in the bank, yes, you will get an interest. But the moment you withdraw your your fixed deposit, then there'll be no more interest. But this is not the case with solar PV investment. You will start receiving your investment money back once the system is being commissioned. And for the first 5 to 6 years, you will recover all your money back, and you can use this money for other investment, as well as investing in another solar PV system. But for the remaining 15 to 16 years, you will still continue to receive monthly payment from TNB. In the next few slides, I would like to go through some sample investment plan, first for a company and later on for an individual. First, let's take a look at the scenario for a company. Let's say that the company is looking to purchase a mid-sized factory for investment and for own use later on when its business expands. Now, conventionally, the company can do a factory investment by borrowing money from the bank. Let's say the selling price of the factory is 600k, and the company can loan an 80% loan from the bank, taking a loan of 480k, with a loan tenure of 20 years and 4.3 interest rate. With this, the monthly loan installment cost will be 2,900, and adding the insurance and quit rent and assessment, the total monthly cost will be around 3,200. The company can rent out this factory and receive a monthly rental of, say, 3,300. With this, we get almost a break even, and with a positive monthly cash flow of just 55 ringgit. Not bad after all. But what the company can do is that it can combine this conventional factory investment with a solar PV investment. And let's see how this works out then. The same factory with a selling price of 600k and is capable of, say, installing a solar PV installation of 30 kilowatt peak with a cost of solar PV installation of 255k. Now the total price will be 855k, again taking an 80% loan and with a loan amount of 684k. Same loan tenor. With this, the loan installment will be 4,250 and the total monthly cost will be 4,500. But in this case, you will have two income then. First, the income from the rental, 3,300, plus an expected income from the solar PV, which is another 3,300, giving you a total income of 6,600. With this, your monthly positive cash flow will increase to 2,100. Now, if 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road and the factory owner want to use this factory for an own use, the solar income will continue to subsidize the electrical usage for the factory and continue to bring benefits to the owner. Next, let's move on a sample investment plan for individual. Take the scenario of a working professional with a monthly disposable income of 3,500 and some saving and investment. This is a very typical medium class working professional. The goal is to create a passive income stream of 7,000 ringgit per month after 5 years. And the following is a practical sample plan which combine property and solar PV investment to achieve this goal. Now, the action plan that the person can take is to purchase 2 property initially and install a solar PV system on both of them. The target type of property is property that is approximately 300,000 ringgit Malaysia. With this, the investment cost for each property will be around 40k. This will include the down payment as well as the initial agent fee and also the lawyer fee. The property need to be in a reasonably good location and tenantable. The gross rental yield need to be around 6% or higher and must have a roof that can accommodate 10 kilowatt peak of solar PV installation. Now, typically this type of property can be found in the resale market, and it comes in the form of a single-story semi-detached house, single-story terrace house even, single-story terrace factory or single-story shop house. Let's start with, say, a single-story semi-detached house and a single-story shop house. So the property cost for purchasing both this property is 80,000, and then to put a solar PV system on both of them, it will cost 90k each, giving us a total of 180k. The total investment cost for the initial cost for solar property purchase, for the property purchase and the solar will be totaling 260k. This money can come from the working salary or by selling some low-yielding property or low-yielding stock or some saving. Now, with this arrangement, we have a monthly rental of 3,000 gross and a net monthly rental of 400. Combining that with a solar income, it will give you a total of 3,200 ringgit per month. You will keep receiving this passive income for 3 years, and that will total 115,000 after 3 years. With this money, you can actually buy a third property and do the same solar PV installation on the third property. With this, then your net monthly rental will increase to 750, and the solar income will increase to 4,002, giving you a total of close to 5,000 ringgit per month of passive income. And after 2 years, you would have accumulated another 120,000 ringgit Malaysia. With this money, you can duplicate the process again by buying the fourth property, and by doing so, your net monthly rental will be 1,400 now, and your total solar income will be 5,600, giving you a total income of 7,000 per month of passive income. The initial capital for this whole investment plan is about 260k to 300k, and you will end up with 7,000 per month of passive income after 5 years. After 21 years, you will still get 7,000 ringgit per month approximately. Why? Because even after 21 years, your solar income will cease, but again, by that time, your property would have been fully paid up, and you will continue to receive this 7,000 ringgit monthly from the rental of your property. Even though the FIT system can only last you 21 years, but the solar PV system can typically last around 30 to 40 years. So after 21 years, you can still derive electrical energy from your solar PV system and use it for your own household usage. There are numbers of factors that determine whether your installation will be a successful one. First, you need to have a good understanding of the feed-in tariff rate and the property type that you are owning. By combining the property type and a good understanding of feed-in tariff rate, then you can arrive at a strategy to how to maximize the return on your solar PV investment. Of course, you need to find a low-cost way of financing your solar PV investment, and you need to know how to choose your equipment correctly to give you the highest value cost proposition. Also, top quality installation is needed to ensure reliability and your system can last a long time. SolarViz is a SEDA certified and approved solar PV service provider. We can help you to apply for the FIT quota and proceed to sign the agreement with TNB, and later on installing the system, get it tested and commissioned until the time you start receiving payment from TNB. Besides being a approved solar PV service provider, we are also owner of solar PV system ourselves, and our system designer are our own employee. We do not outsource our system designing to third-party contractor. Because we are owner of solar PV system ourselves and we have in-house designer, we always approach solar PV investment from the viewpoint of our client, which is you. And we are always constantly looking for ways how to optimize our system to increase the yield of our solar PV system investment. Because of this, if you hire us as your solar PV service provider, you can be assured of first-grade equipment, top quality installation, and also optimized system design. We'll do it exactly the same way for you as we do it for our own system. Besides, we employ certified electricians and also installer, and we use grade 1 certified equipments that meet the Malaysian and international standards. These are some example photos of our installation in residential houses. These are some examples for shop houses that we have done, and some industrial factories. If you'd like to know more about solar PV, we welcome you to visit our site at www.solarviz.com.my. In this site, you will also find various videos concerning solar PV, and you can download a free guide on Malaysian solar PV investment for free. If you want to learn more about solar PV, then we welcome you to buy our book, The Sun Power. In this book, we explain to you in detail how you can combine a property investment and solar PV investment to form a great form, creating wealth creation vehicles. At the same time, in this book, we also go into details the cost structure of a solar PV system and explain to you how you can choose your equipment according to your needs. At the same time, we also talk in details about the FIT rate, the different bracket, and where the sweet spot in this FIT rate, and how to combine with the property type that you are looking at. With this, I would like to thank you for your time and happy investing. Be cool, be green, and be profitable. Thank you.